That's it, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, from the agent side, we have Kevin Ryan, CIC, CPIA, President and CEO of the Valley.
Thanks, Rich. I'm an independent agent, started in 1976, actually went to school right down the road at Siena College. Got out of there actually in 76. We're a regional independent agency. We have 4 locations in the Hudson Valley. And our areas of specialty, we're pretty much a generalist, I would generally call us. But we're a PNC and a financial planning firm. We have a staff of 25 folks. But as an independent agent, we think strengthening the relationship with our partner carriers is more important today than ever before. The carriers we are most successful with demonstrate five traits that we've kind of identified in our organization. No particular order of preference here, but I'll just hit on these 5 very, very briefly. First, ease of doing business, and that can run the gamut of rating capabilities, underwriting access, marketing support. The second item would be competitive products, and there we're looking for broad protection and fairly priced. Third would be financial strength. Certainly in the economy we're in right now, I think that's top of mind of many of us. The financial strength and integrity of the carriers we do business with is very important, and I think like all businesses across the country, we're all feeling the stress of that. Fourthly, consistent operating practices. We think that can yield lower turnover. We'd like to see consolidations when they are done with our carrier partners as seamless as possible. And the more planned, the better planned those are, generally the better results we see. And finally, we think it's a personal relationship, whether it's with the marketing rep that comes to our office, the company executive we meet with, or anywhere in between, claims, underwriting, etc. It's still very much a people business. Technology, yes, is a great asset, but we think it's still a face-to-face, shaking hands to the extent we can do that. And that kind of dialogue we think is critical to a agency carrier productive partnership. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, Kevin. And last, we have Michael J. Skeel, CIC, CPIA, President and CEO of the Skeel Agency, Inc.
Thanks, Rich. The problem with being last is, what didn't we already mention? I've been in the business just 1 year less than Kevin over here. So we've been in it quite a while, through lots of ups and downs, and seen a lot of changes. My son just got in the business, so we are actually a 4-generation agency, nestled in central New York, mostly rural towns. A couple of the locations are suburbia type of locations. We are 83% personal lines, so we're very focused on the personal lines. And the commercial clients we do business with tend to be your small mom and pop, sole proprietors, partnership, that type of thing. We've really touched on a lot of the things that we look for in must-haves from a carrier perspective in a relationship. As Kevin's mentioned, we're looking for consistency. We're looking for a company that is doing the same thing pretty much year in, year out. We know where they fall. We know what their underwriting guideline is. They're not going to make big ups, big swings in their underwriting philosophy. They're not going to make big swings in their rates. Usually, when you get a company like that, we usually have problems. They run hot and cold and in and out of the market, and that's just not something our agency basically deals with, and, so as our decision from our agency standpoint usually is not to deal with a carrier like that. Competitive. We're not looking for the lowest thing on the street, we're just looking for you to be in the ballpark. Obviously to have a partnership, you've got to have something that we can sell, which means it's got to be something wanted by the public at a price that they feel is competitive and willing to pay. It's our job to fit that product to the customer and convince them that the price they're paying has a good value and sell the product. And one thing we didn't mention was we also want competitive commissions. That's always important too, because we do have to pay for our overhead, and over the last few years we are doing much more of the work, which everybody fought that, but I have no problem with that. Our agency's never had a problem with that because we know it gets done the way we want it. Usually gets done promptly and efficiently and correctly the first time, and I don't mind doing it. I realize that is the way it's gone, and just pay us competitively to be able to continue doing that, and we're happy with that. Big thing is ease of doing business. We are looking for ease of doing business. Kevin and I, we don't do a lot of selling. It's the staff that does the selling. If you can't make them happy and make it easy for them to do business with you, it's not going to even see us. It's not our decision. It's the staff that makes that decision. So you've got to be good and efficient with what you offer the staff, so they don't have to tear their hair out or go to several different places to try to rate something. Financially strong. You're looking for an agency that's going to be in business. It has been in business. You don't have to worry about whether the bills get paid or the money's going to get taken. We're looking for the same thing from the carriers. We're looking for a carrier that's been in business, it's strong, financially going to be around, isn't going to be susceptible to taking the big drops in premium to try and capture the market share and find out that that was the wrong move and eventually be out of business or merge with another carrier. Probably the biggest thing we look for is relationship. We're looking for, especially being a personal line, small commercial carrier or agency, we're looking for relationship. We're looking to try, that's what we sell, is relationship. We want to get to know you. We want to try to take care of stuff for you. We want to make sure that you feel you need us as an agency, as professional agencies. Particularly, Kevin and I, we're independent agencies. We have multiple choices, and we can find a solution for whatever that need is. We need to make sure that the carrier understands that and is working with us to do that. And it is a people business, both from who we deal with on the carrier side and dealing with the clients that we sell to. It is very much a face-to-face business still, and with everything, especially with technology, trying to wedge its way in there and trying to eliminate that face-to-face and that personal contact. We have to work even harder to try to get that and maintain that type of relationship, because when you talk to people face-to-face and sell face-to-face, you have that trust face-to-face. And if you don't see that and have that, it's very easy for something else to get in there, and next thing you know, the account is gone someplace else. And they don't appreciate or realize that till it's after the fact and it's too late. And our job is to try to keep them out of that situation and keep them where they need to be. So, it's a changing game, and we try to roll with it, but at the same time, it is a business based on taking care of people's needs and trying to do it as professionals in a face-to-face manner.
Thank you, Mike. You all did a great job of giving us a little overview of must-haves and wants from our respective relationships, whether it be carrier or agency. But with that in mind, what I'd like to do is maybe drill this down a little bit further and ask a couple of other questions, which maybe we can respond to one at a time. I'm going to try to mix the order up a little bit, so this way you don't end up last, Mike. As I look through these questions, I think the first question that we had here, all of you sort of touched upon, so I'm going to really go with the second question we have, because I think it's a pretty big topic, and that is, how do we recognize and adapt to approaching our marketing, our service, and basically the climate that's out to different types of consumers. So why don't we start with Kevin?
Thanks. I think trying to adapt is certainly a challenge. I think Liz was talking before about trying to appeal to as wide an audience as possible. But I'm actually at a loss on this one. I'm going to punt this one to Mike for a minute. It's a rare moment that I'm speechless, but
We're sorry for that.
Times are changing, no question about it. With the advent of social media and everything else, and our society already is a instant gratification type of society, and the challenge is how do we do that in the insurance industry and still make sure they understand that it's not a commodity and they need professionals that know how to advise them and try and give them choices. That's a challenge. I tend to be conservative in nature anyways, a little bit behind the 8 ball, if you want to call it that, as far as moving with some of the things going on out there. I myself, I'm not even on Facebook. I have enough problems keeping up my cell phone and email, let alone to deal with Facebook. Or LinkedIn or any of those, to be honest with you. But it also is a reality that clients, our insurers, and thereby the company's clients, they're looking to be able to get service quickly or maybe quotation quickly, and they're wanting to be able to do that when they think about it, or they've got that 30 seconds in between whatever it is they've gone from into to think, oh, I had a question on that, boom, they've gone to a quick email, or they've gone to a website, or they Facebooked or Twittered or wherever they're doing. That is the society that we've got. And unfortunately, I'm not as up on that as probably some of you are, but I know it's something we're going to have to look at, and I tend to resist some of that because I just feel that they've got access through cell phones, they've got access to our website, they've got access to email, and sometimes some of these clients just aren't the clients I want, I guess. They're conditioned a certain way when they do business with us. But at the same time, I try to stay technologically with it. I just haven't gone to the extremes that some of the other agents have, which is, and I understand it works for them, and that's great. But for us, it really doesn't. So we continue marketing, mostly to the existing clients. Most of our business comes from referrals. People that we do business with tell other people, and that's where we write most of our business. That's where we've written most of our business over our years, and I firmly believe that's the way it's always going to be, and that's going to be our strongest place to get our clients from. Again, because we've established a relationship on a face-to-face basis. But I'm going to be right there learning with everybody else on how to market ourselves to everybody else that thinks they've got to have something in their hand and move their thumbs and fingers.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Kevin. Elizabeth, you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
We view, first of all, I wholeheartedly agree with what our other panelists have said with regard to relationships. I mean, we think it's very important, and I'm going to answer the question based on, what we know. We're really a middle market company. Our average premium size is about $40,000, but we have accounts that are as small as, say, $3,500 in premium. They go up to $5 million in premium, and how we handle those accounts are different. Now, with regard to technology, we believe it's very important, but we also think it's tricky, which it sounds like you guys are saying the same thing, because you want to be able to provide service, and we want to be able to be accessible to our agents. We want to be able to provide information to our insureds, but we don't want to lose what's most important about how we see the agency relationship, with our partners, because we think that the problem with technology is that it's only one way, depending on how you use it. And we think that two-way communication is just what you guys are talking about, is so important to be able to understand the risk, to be able to give appropriate pricing. Sometimes an account is presented and you lose some of the flexibility that you would otherwise have when, underwriting risk by risk as opposed to, using a system to issue the policy. So, we think that there's a middle-of-the-road approach, and so what we have been doing with regard to technology and trying to assist our agents is to be able to help them with service. We underwrite risk by risk, and we try to provide very good service. And, that is two-way, so that, an underwriter will pick up the phone. But then what we do with technology is try to make more information available, so our agents don't have to pick up the phone to call to ask about billing. These are things that we're working on. You can, to be able to provide claims information so that, on the agency side, it's more self-service, as opposed to, we wouldn't want to lose that face-to-face communication, because we think it's a source of frustration. And it's just not effective, because as an agent, you may have an account that has specific risk characteristics, and you need to be able to speak to an underwriter and maybe get special pricing, or maybe you need certain coverages, or maybe there's some reason that risk is different. And when you rely too much on technology, I think some of that's lost, and it's just a little dangerous. With regard to how we deal with the customers and, with the changing marketplace is, we like to do things, the way that you guys are talking about too. I mean, it's very relationship based. If we have a large account, the insured will often meet with us, over lunch or maybe in our office. The producer definitely does. We go over the account. We try to figure out what we need to do to make it work. We talk to the agent. We want to find out exactly what they need. We get as much loss information as we can. We sometimes, if it's a very large account, we may have a claims review to show the insured exactly, what we would have done differently, or what we would do differently in handling the account. Some of the other things that we've been doing that is changing is we like to co-brand, make marketing materials available that could be, through our producer portal, so that to help with marketing solutions. Sometimes we've had requests by agents. We write a lot of habitational business to make a presentation to the board, of the co-op or condo to explain exactly what the coverage is. So we try very hard to help our producers, land the account, and then we try to help them protect it. It's really our goal.